Tracy again here from Temperance Tarot with the video where I am going to walk through the Healing Light Tarot and the Spirit Within Tarot side by side to show you the differences between these two decks in case you wanted to see, what the comparison is, since I am fixing to get rid of the Healing Light Tarot. I wanted to go ahead and do this. I'm going to be straight up front. I prefer the Spirit Within Tarot. It reads better for me. The Spirit Within Tarot is more straight up Rider-Waite Smith than the Healing Light and is less busy. And I also, I've been following Stephen Bright on social media for years, and I can actually sort of hear him and see him when I go through this deck, and particularly when I read this book. I hear his voice when I read this book. So that's probably part of it. I have a great affection for Stephen Bright, but I'm just going to say again that Spirit Within is my favorite of the two. Now, size-wise, the Healing Light is a little bit taller, and the Spirit Within is a little bit wider. They have very comparable cardstock. They are both that glossy, this is Schiffer Red Feather. It's kind of glossy, but I've worked it enough to where it doesn't bother me. This actually isn't bad cardstock. I kind of like it, even though it is glossy. So let's get started and just do the flip through. And we'll start with the Fool. You can see it's very similar. You've got the 4 elements in each one, but this one just has a whole lot more going on in there. There's a lot more electricity, and it's to me it's a little more exciting, but at the same time it's also a little more jarring. So that's why I prefer this one. The Spirit Within is also a little more modern. A lot more modern. Definitely prefer this Hierophant. This one's, a little bit more traditional. Very similar Lovers cards. That's why we're going through them. Definitely more modern. Kid on a skateboard. This is a little bit chaotic for me, but then the Wheel of Fortune can be a bit chaotic. I like the perspective on this one, that he's in the distance, and that sort of gives me that idea of, oh, change my perspective, because he's kind of so far away. I love this Temperance card. That is just so, I love the Temperance meaning that isn't about balance, the one that's about mixing. And this is a DJ, and he's taken 2 different tracks and he's mixing them together and creating a new music from the 2 existing tracks, the 2 things that were already there that someone else created. And I really love that interpretation of the Temperance card. Now, this Devil is not my favorite devil. Neither is this one, though. I love Stonehenge in the Sun card. And this, makes me think of a jazz musician, since, I'm from America. That is a gorgeous Ace of Wands. That one's a bit pippish. I'm not real fond of the weights, but that's just a personal preference. Yeah, and I don't like the giant cockroach. She has a lot of arms. Oops. Sorry, I had the court cards in the wrong place for the cups. I love this Six of Cups. Yeah, I didn't realize how much more Rider-Waite-Smith the Healing Light was than I thought it was. My first impression was that it was less RWS than the Spirit Within, but I don't think that's true. And I do love this Ten of Cups because that could be a man and a woman, or two men, or even two women. I love that Knight of Cups. In the Healing Light, the swords are sort of photo negative and purple, where in Stephen Bright's Spirit Within they have the yellow, sort of my chartreuse yellow, which isn't, sort of verging on green, which isn't my very favorite yellow in the world, and I like yellow. I do like that Three of Swords better. Do like the fox there. The spider web's good here too. And the butterfly. I love this Queen of Swords with her laptop. This one seems a little out of place in the deck because it's got a little bit more of an architectural feel to it. I don't know, as opposed to say like this one that's more artistic. I don't like that hat. And we clearly have the Kabbalistic Tree of Life in this one, where we do not in this one. And I love his lawnmower. Tired of pregnant women. I love how laid back he is. So there you go. There's a flip through and comparison of the Spirit Within Tarot and the Healing Light Tarot. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have a fabulous day. Oops.